Okay. All right. So, the show Legal Discussion with Councillor KEBEH Sayon today is going to bring you another great topic. And this topic stems from questions from friends, colleagues, and people out there concerning probating your deed. And I thought it wise to come and inform us today about the process, not just the process, for the effect of it. Because we know a lot of the time there are people that have lost their properties because they did not probate the deed, or they did not probate the deed in time. And most of these things we don't know. It's like you get your lay land, like all of us can say, I bought my lay land, and you bought your lay land, and you have the deed to your lay land, and sometimes it's just it. So for months and years, even myself, I've done that before. You will just, because as far as you're concerned, you've already bought your property, so you really don't care, what happens next. So for months and years, you will not do any other thing concerning that until sometimes trouble for them. Then you see someone is trying to claim your land or your property now, then you start to look for the deed. You found a deed lying out somewhere way under something. And as far as you're concerned, because of course you pay your money, you got your receipt for the land that you bought, and and uh you have witnesses that were there when you purchased the land. So as far as you're concerned, the property is yours. So no one else should be challenging your authority over that property, or your possessory rights over that particular property. But that is not the case. The case here is that we have certain procedure to go through. So there are procedures in the law that you should go through even when you acquire the property. So it's one thing to see the land, you do background investigation on the land, you find out that the land is the owner is a legitimate owner, and then you decide to buy the property. You buy the land, they give you a receipt for the purchase, then they do the deed for the land. So when they get you doing the deed for the land, more often what we do, we just feel like that's the end. Then we now start to look for money so we can put a foundation on the land, and go on with our with building our structure for the land. And those are things now we just focus on. We're not focusing any longer on what next. So today I decided to go into our real property law so I can bring you um I can bring you information on the instruments. If you don't complete the process of your land, what happens? And this is for information purposes. So I'm in no way giving you legal advice to say, oh, the woman sat down on air and she gave legal advice. No. My duty here every time I come, like I say always, is to enlighten you, to prick your conscience so that you can be able to do the right thing. But if you don't do it and it goes against you tomorrow, you can't say, oh, because one lady sat down on air and she said this and she said that. That's it. This is not legal advice. Legal advice, you pay for it. You go to people offices, you tell them your specific problem that you have, and they will tell you the solution for that problem. That's what you call legal advice. But these ones are legal enlightenment, so that we can enlighten you on the happiness outside there to govern yourself, so you don't fall into problem, you don't fall into trouble. So under our property law, that is Title 29 of the Liberian Code of Laws revised, we have the property law. in the first chapter in our property law talk about instruments affecting or relating to real property, probate, and registration. So let me read section 1 of chapter 1. It says form of instruments affecting or relating to real property. Every instrument affecting or relating to real property shall be signed by the grantor if a deed poll or by intention in the presence of two witnesses. So when you go to buy the land and the person you buying the land from, the person you are buying the land from is called a grantor. And that person, according to the lawyer, supposed to sign on your deed. That instrument, they're supposed to sign on it. It's not just them signing on it. It's supposed to be along with two witnesses, at least two witnesses. So you can have two, you can have three, you can have four upward. But you have to have witnesses. And another thing I see on the deed, the witnesses can only put their signature, they don't put their names. It's wrong. When you are signing an instrument and you are a witness, it means that you should leave room for when they need you so they can be able to contact you to say this is this person's signature. So if I'm going to sign as a witness on a deed, my name is Mary Brown. In our line that is there, I will put Mary Brown and sign against Mary Brown. It means that I was there. I saw it. I was part of that negotiation. I mean, part of that, the making of that deed. I was there when the grantor signed. Don't go sit somebody sign a thing way different place. You don't know the other person's signature. Then they call you, they say, Abba, Jack can sign ya, make a witness 13 years, so when Jack carry it, then you do it. Because it means that you will be lying. Witnesses are people that can authenticate or verify what is on that instrument. So if you are not there, tell the person, say, no, you got to carry it now to somebody that was there, let the person be the one to witness what has happened. So that tomorrow, when there's a problem with that instrument, that person will be the same person that they are going to ask. Say, come, you sign as a witness here. Come and tell us what happened that day when you had to sign on this instrument as a witness. So the law here is saying at least two persons, two witnesses are the ones that are supposed to sign. So that's just the first form of it. Let's go to probate of conveyance or mortgage. All persons acquiring any interest affecting or relating to real property shall appear in person or by attorney at law before the probate court. Now is by a lawyer for the county or territory in which such real property is situated. This is another thing. Don't go back county property in my KEBEH County and then you bring it to Montserrat County to probate it. No. If you buy the property, it is in my KEBEH. I'm using my KEBEH and Montserrat because my KEBEH and Montserrat got common boundary. So sometimes a lot of us we get confused, especially those that living on the EWA highway. So there are some areas that are in my KEBEH County. There are some areas that are in Montserrat County. So we get confused thinking like the place falls on the Montserrat County. And so we take the deed and bring it to the probate court in Montserrat County. No, there is jurisdictional issue. So where you buy the property, the county it falls on is the county on which you are supposed to probate that deed. Okay. The county or territory. Or such there shall be no probate court in area where such real property is situated. then he shall appear before the nearest probate court to the area involved within 4 months of the date execution of the instrument, and have the deed or mortgage or other instrument affecting or relating to real property publicly probated. I'm going to come to why the law is saying publicly. I will come to that. But I want for us to deal with this 4 months that they have in here. This is what the law said. I don't know. I don't think this has been revised. I think this is the current law, the 4 months. I'm hoping it has not been revised. So their law is saying that from the day you executed that instrument, that is from the day the grantor, the witnesses all signed that instrument, including the buyer, your name, and everything you're guided on the instrument. From the day that instrument is created, you have 4 months, 4 months to go and probate that instrument and register it. 4 months. So when you buying the property, you leave the probate and the registration money once. Don't buy it. You go and put the property down. It stay long. It stay for 2 years. It stay for 3 years. Just going, and you don't probate it, you don't register it. I will tell you the effect if you don't probate and register in time. Okay. So relating to real property publicly. So when you see the law is saying publicly probated, probate is not in secret. That's the reason why when you carry your deed to the court to go probate, they can post a copy of your deed on bulletin. When you even survey the land, before they can give you deed to that land, you're supposed to survey. When you even survey the land, they say you should make announcement, put it in newspaper, or you go on radio. There's a requirement for that. The essence here is that so that you can't say you bought your property in secret. Someone takes your money, they don't give you the property, and you start running around, you start going to court. The purchase of property is an open thing. Yes, you don't like it, but that's what the law says. So it means that you are giving notice to any other person who might have interest in that property. You are giving a sufficient notice that you are acquiring this property or that you have acquired this property. And that is the reason why you see they say it should be done publicly. Okay. So let me come down to procedure for probate. The instrument to be probated shall be presented to the probate court with a request that the court make an order directing the registrar of deeds to register such instruments. So the probating will be done by the court and the registration will be done by the registrar of deeds. Before then, it used to be at the ICAF. Now it is at the Liberal Land Authority, LLA. So, but it has to go through the court process first, and that's the reason why they said it should be done by a lawyer, because it's only a lawyer that should present precept to the court. So you gotta go to a lawyer and tell the lawyer, say, look, I want probate money. This is it. The probating includes the registration as well, because that's what the law calls for. That property has to be probated and registered, and everything has to be done in a 4 months period. Okay. So the ministerial officer of the court. Okay, so this one is just the court procedure, but they are telling this one is that I write something to the ministerial officer, more often a clerk, that there's an inscription that the court's supposed to put. They say, let this be registered, and sign it. So if the judge does not put, let this be registered, sign, and send it to the land authority. The land authority should not register that particular instrument. That's what the law is saying here. Registration of deeds, the registrar of deeds shall register all these mortgages or other instruments forwarded to him by the clerk of the court, and shall return them to the clerk. So when they finish with your deed and everything at the commission or the land authority, they are supposed to return it to the court, and that is where you're going to go pick it up from. So at the court now, it's the court that you have to pay the bill of cost for the probate, including the registration. Sometimes, but that one is for the lawyers themselves, because sometimes as a lawyer, when you take it to the LLA, LLA will say, okay, no, you got to go pay certain money into government's revenue. So maybe that particular LLA Act has, amended this particular portion, because here they're saying that you have to pay all of the cost through the court. The clerk is the one that's supposed to give you the bill of cost, which will include the fee for the registrar, payable to the holder of the instrument, and shall pay over to the registrar his fees for registration. So the clerk's supposed to be the one that's supposed to pay to the registrar his fee for his registration. But I think now it's the other way. It doesn't go like this. It's a different way. Any registrar of deed who shall register any deed, mortgage, or other conveyance not endorsed by the probate judge with the words "Let this be registered" over his signature is guilty of a misdemeanor or punishable by a fine not exceeding $100 and by dismissal from office. So this is how grave this thing is. If the register of deed does not get that particular instrument from the court, and the judge wrote over it, "Let this be registered," and signed, and that register of deed goes ahead and register that particular instrument, that instrument is guilty of a misdemeanor or punishable by a fine not exceeding $100 and by dismissal from office. so that the lawyer will better advise you and the lawyer will better put you on the path of this. This is a conversation I want for us to have. I know a lot of us, we have gone through this. Some way or the other, we have been vested of our property. Some way or the other, we have lost the case. Some way or the other, we have won the case. Let us call and talk about it so that someone out there that is making the same mistake cannot make that mistake. The numbers to call and be a part of this program are 0886 500 104, 0886 500 104, 0770 104 104. Oh, 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 886 500 104, 886 500 104. So there are a lot of us, there are a lot of people that have had these problems. And sometimes some people will get so angry, you will hear them saying, oh, that criminal conveyance, the person was not supposed to buy from the person who already sold it to another person. It's true. But you know, the law is funny because the law gives you the opportunity to rectify your mistakes. You see, the law gives you the opportunity to rectify your mistakes so that you can't make a mistake where mistakes are not supposed to be made. The times are there, the dates are there, all the numbers of months and everything that you are supposed to register these programs in are there. So you can't now say, well, I did not know that I was supposed to have registered my documents in 2 months or in 3 months or in 4 months when we're sitting here every day and providing these topics to you. Hello, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Thank you so much. My name is David Flomojian,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm popular in Tokoro as JR 100.
Okay, Jaro. Go ahead and make your
Yeah,
point.
I've been following you and listening to you carefully. Oh, hello?
Yeah, hello. Please just move
Yeah,
aside your radio.
I've been following and listening to you carefully.
Mm-hmm.
I have a warranty deed right in my possession as you were talking. I'm looking my cover to get my deed. But overall, you saying that if you get a land, I just bought a land for Johnsonville a few times from your mother. I have a church and someone had to travel somewhere and they sold the land to me. And immediately when I bought the land, 1 or 2 days, I was able to, if I what I did, they wanted me to do it with a survey on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So I went straight to the land. I didn't call it, Asmon Street to the land
Land
commissioner.
authority.
The person name is right on my deed. They are lesson number right on my deed. But what are you saying? You got to go through lawyer. But for me, I went through the LLA and they did everything for me. The requirement, what they wanted me to do it self, the police station, serve the community, blah, 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 all in the community, and I got the land, I acquired the land. But I already seen like we're supposed to pass through lawyers to get it registered and probate, but they did all for me and give my deed right in my possession as I'm talking to you. So I wanted to get that part clear.
So they were the one that probated the deed for you?
Yes. Their name here, their left, and the number is 000, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, wait now. Wait.
Yeah.
Maybe the person stood as a middleman and then they went and then a lawyer probated it. But it has to go to the court. Probate is by the court. So maybe that was the process, but well, as a middleman, the person can stand as a middleman. Once you pay them, they will run after all the other processes for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Because when I bought it, she told me that she wanted to for me to take the document over to their lawyer to do it.
Uh-huh.
So I said, no, I'm going to LLA there on Atmos Street. And when I went, they told me to just go through the requirement. And I did it. They did the survey, they did the registration, they probate everything, and all they do, they gave my right my person here. So that's why I wanted to get that back clear.
Okay, so that means the person stood as a middleman and then they went through all of your processes for you. I want to believe that's what happened. So we have another caller on the line. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yes, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Cyrus when I'm calling from Minnesota. How are you?
I'm okay, Cyrus. Make your point.
Yes. My question, I want to really, first of all, I want to tell you for your hard work because so many people, they victimize when it comes to learning about land dispute in Liberia, and some people, they're not there to educate some of us when it comes to buying property in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
So you are taking the free counseling time to talk to people when it comes to buying property. So my question is, if I'm a buyer and I bought a 5 properties on this pricing, and the person first is found with witnesses, and the witnesses number are there, including his own number is there. Then you turn around and purchase another property from this person, and unfortunately for the buyer, this person's number is not displayed as witness.
Mm-hmm.
The person found, but the person didn't put their number there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you probably your day, you got all the documents, but the evidence information are not there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can what is the next step to be taken?
Okay, so in cases like that, what you can do, if you can still locate the person who was the witness, and then tell the person, say, oh, there was some information, you did sign, but your name was not clear, and you didn't put any contact information, so that tomorrow when there's a problem, we can be able to contact you, which shows that, yeah, you can testify that this instrument and those that signed, you were there. So can you please do that? Of course. Once the person did it and they know that it's not a shitty deed, of course they will be able to do it. So, but again, if you can only identify the person from their signature, well, but it's just a form of identification, so that tomorrow when there is a problem, so you can be able to say, this is this person, and this person, this is the signature, and this person, this is how they can be contacted. Hello, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hello,
Yes.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. 1 minute, please.
Yeah, I'm Eddie Johnson calling from Kokota.
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, my question is this: my parents bought a land,
Mm-hmm.
some I can say in the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and I was having the deal, but the deal got missing,
Mm-hmm.
and I cannot tell whether this land or this deal was registered or probated.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. So if I'm ready now to do anything on the land, what do you think what can I do now? What's the first step I need to do?
Oh, so you want me to give you free consultancy? He said, So what you have to do, you have to go check the government's entity that are responsible for documents like that, to see whether you have the document, you got a copy.
I said no, the document got missing during the war, but the
Okay,
land is still there.
but the land is still there. Somebody claiming the land.
No. The
Okay.
land is mine, but to have it documented, redocumented again, that maybe I can find another thing for it.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
that's
So you know what you would do?
so that I can
In
reprobate it.
yeah, in that case, you will have to go and get a lawyer. That the lawyer will show you all of the processes for you to go through, so that you can be able to get
So I
proper
can get
document.
another thing.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Okay. All right. So, as we were saying, do we have another comment? Okay. So, as we were saying, there have been many cases in court, and the single most thing that did not happen for someone to lose their property was because they didn't probate a deed, or they didn't probate a deed in time. So when we sit here, we come providing information to you so that you can be able to do the right thing. Tomorrow, you can say, okay, I heard this information on air. You see someone say they heard the information on air and they were able to go and locate the deed, and then see whether they have probated the deed, whether they have registered it, and all of the information that's supposed to be on it. Because I can tell you, if you do not do it or you do not do it in time, if you do not do it at all, that document in your hand, once the time passes, it'll be like, well, it's just a document. But again, if you do not do it in time and no one is challenging it, say for instance, you didn't do it in time, it has been long, yes, gradually later on, you went ahead, you probated it, you registered it, there was no complaint against it, no challenge. Once there is no challenge, of course, and even if challenge comes, but maybe the person document is not even as authentic and valid like yours, it means that at the end of the day, you still have your property. But my own thing is you should abide by the law. What the law say you should do it. A lot of us will go ahead. The only little money we got, maybe we'll put in our little susu. We get $1,000, 1,200, 1,500, depending on where the property is situated. And then we take that little money. We say, okay, we're going to go buy from somebody. Maybe it's half lot. Look, some people can say just hotspot. Even hotspot, they should give you D. Don't let nobody can give you paper. They say that receipt for hotspot. No. Every property, real property in this country is validated, is authenticated by deed. Whether it is a transfer deed, executor deed, whichever deed, it is validated by deed. The deed will carry the information where the property is located, which township it is in or territory it is in, which county it is in. All of those will be there. The length and width of the property, everything the deed will carry. Your adjoining neighbors, if you have adjoining neighbors, the deed will carry it. They will carry the people initials. Maybe what they see on the cornerstone of another person's property, all those things will be on your deed. So it shows the person in whose proximity you have bought your property. So it is not in isolation. Don't let anyone, okay, the numbers to call are 0886 500 104, 0886 500 104, 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104. Again, 0886 500 104, 0886 500 104, 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104. Call and be a part of this program. So as I was saying, you now have adequate knowledge on what to do. You are not enlightened on what to do. So don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly at all. Make sure, for whatever reason, make sure when you buy your small land, whether it is hotspot or maybe not whole hotspot, it's just small area. Somebody say, oh, I can just sell it to you so you can pay your little 2 rooms on it. Don't take it lightly for the person to tell you, I will give you receipt. No. In this country called Liberia, the only property, only document we know that is associated with conveyance of real property, that is, okay, when they say conveyance, to take it from one person to give it to the next person. The only thing that can say the property here for you, that D. Other than that, when you just call out your name and where you calling from. Hello, call out your name and where you calling from.
Calling from Western. My name is
Okay, Mr. Sam.
Yeah, just something I don't want to ask. I'm not talking about that program, but the freedom, why people paying today, we can't get any calling.
There are people that are getting calling. Maybe you haven't been listening, but there are people that are getting calling, okay?
Yeah, we just calling.
Okay. Okay, you will get a call. People will get a call, yeah? But that's not the one we're on right now. We're on different topic right now. So, but people that play will get caught. Okay. All right. So right now we're talking about property. And that's what we say call, be part of this program, learn something so that tomorrow you and your property is not taken away from you because you didn't do the right thing. Call out your name and where you calling from.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your
Yeah, I'm
name?
listening to the program. Mr. Davis, Toy Senior.
Okay, Mr. Toy.
Yeah. I have a question because my consent due to certain information that you have given on air.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to know as well if you have bought a property and then the time pass where you have the mandate of the probate code or whatever telling you that within 4 months. But in case you have not done that, but because you hear from the education that you people are giving on air, and then you told us why to follow that step now. It is possible.
Yes, it is still possible. You can still go to the court and do it. Once right now nobody is claiming your property, this is the best time for you to go now and rectify your mistakes.
Okay. Thank you very much because I'm already in the process. I think it's almost done so well.
Okay.
That was my fear at all. Yeah.
Okay. You're most welcome. Call out your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Patrick calling from Fanta.
Yes, Patrick.
Yeah, I got a live for sale. We got a property around Patrick Factory there. My mother bought a property way in the 67, in the 70s, something like that. My oldest brother had it, but he passed off. And then my brother had it, so he got a deed and person, but we don't know where the property is. We can look at the property, but we got the mother deed.
Okay.
We can look at the property.
Okay.
So I really want to advise.
Okay, so in that case, what you do, you go to the land authority and tell them, carry your deed and everything to them. And then tell them, say, this is the problem that I have. I can't find my land. The land should be somewhere in Battery Factory. We have the mother deed. We have the deed dating all the way back, but we can't find it. So now, they now will tell you all of the processes and the procedures you can go through. Including yeah. So you will have to go there, and then they will assign a surveyor and all the surveyor that is responsible for that area. More often, the surveyors that are responsible for certain areas more often are surveyors that know about the place. So they will assign surveyor that know about the place, and then they will go maybe to the Garnersville Township. Maybe they got map and other things there. All those things can be able to help to inform you. But if you just sit, you will not get to know. So you have to go there and walk after it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have a caller? Okay. So as we were saying, this is an opportunity, and somebody asked a brilliant question. He said, well, my time has elapsed because, the 4 months has passed, but I'm in the process now and I want to get my deed rectified. I want to rectify my mistakes. So you still have the time to do it. If you go to the court and you go to land authority and somebody has already maybe done that, I'm sure I want to believe they will give you a heads off to say, okay, somebody already came here and registered this particular property. But other than that, once you go right now, yes, the mistake is done. The mistake is already done. The 4 months has already passed. But make it a priority right now to rectify your own mistakes. You don't want tomorrow when something happens and then you say, oh, yeah, I know I should have done it, but I was weak for me to check out to the other one. Then someone else can say that wish. Because the boy want me to own my property, they wish me I was weak. Procrastination will say that wish because of property. So don't let that time reach and then you start to make excuses. That you have the time today to do it, do it. If you can go right now, you go into your closet check your deeds, check the signature on it, check the witnesses on that deed, make sure it was somebody that knew about the transaction, that can testify. The essence of witness is to testify. So it's not just for somebody to just put a signature on the thing. They ain't got they ain't got no idea about it. And they just put the signature. And people, what we really don't understand, people don't value the signatures. You just sit here and somebody just come, they bring a document, they say, Mommy, sign, man. Yeah, Mommy, I beg you, just put your signature, man. You just go put your signature on those documents. And then, hello, caller, your name and where you calling from? Caller, your name and where you yeah, caller?
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I saw the number in my phone, man. So I decided to call the person.
Oh, sorry, we are on air. This is Freedom FM 87.9. Okay. So, yes. So, when you have situation like that, rectify it. Don't wait until it is late. No, don't wait until it is late. That it has not been challenged yet, you still have the time to rectify your mistakes. You still have the time to do the right thing. And to those selling property outside there, when you sell property to one person, get to know that you have passed title. It means that you got no obligation, nothing to do with that property any longer. Except maybe the person say, please money for me, and I'm in country. Even though I bought it from you, it's closer to you, but I just want you to look at it for me because I'm not in country. When I come back, I will see how to, take care of my property. I will do this, I will do that. In that case, then you say, okay, as I have the right because this person has given me the right. But once you have passed title to property, you have no other relationship with that property any longer. Nothing. Once you have signed as a grantor, you give that property out as a grantor. You have nothing to do with that property any longer. So don't say because I sell the property to the man, but the man don't want to develop the property. So I go and sell it to the other. That's not your business. That is not your business. The person who bought the property, that their business to develop it. If you knew you wanted your property developed and you have the money to develop it, you shouldn't have even sold it in the first place. That you sold it, you passed title, you have divested yourself of everything to do with that property. So don't go around reselling. So when you hear the post say that criminal conveyance, there is a provision of the law called criminal conveyance, meaning that you give it one time, you take around again, you go kireki. When you know it was not for you any longer. So what is not for you, it is not just for you. So that is for us today. The numbers to call are 0886 500 104, 0886 500 104, 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104, 0886 500 104, 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104. Call and be a part of the program. We have less than 5 minutes here, and this is what I wanted for us to get to know today. So if you have issues out there, you have property out there that and another thing for us to know is that they talk about not just the ownership, but they talk about mortgages and all. So if you mortgage property, you should know that it requires the same probate and registration. If you mortgage it, you have to probate and register your documents. So the next time we'll be here, we'll bring you again another topic, maybe not in property, but in something else, so that we'll better understand about the conveyance of property, so that we don't get in trouble. There are some of us, we are very good at selling land. Very, very good at selling land. Every little thing we sell. Before you know it, we the one selling all the land in Liberia, knowing that we don't have any right to the property. We can be there selling it. And when push come to shove, then we want people to feel sorry for us. Well, it was a mistake. It's not a mistake when you intentionally go and take somebody money, give them the impression that you're going to give them property, and you know that that property is not for you because you have already sold that property prior thereto to somebody else. You cannot at this point now be, you know, saying something different or trying to look to buy sympathy from other people. No, you did something wrong. So this is all we have for today. Uh, Glad that someone out there can learn something to protect themselves, protect their property, so that you don't get into for nothing headaches, for nothing problem with other people out there. This is our last caller. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. You're on Air Freedom FM. It's 7.9. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Anna, what you have discussed?
Okay.
And how do I know the actual owner of this land before buying it?
Okay. There is something called investigation. There are firms, your background is bad. There are firms that are good at going to investigate properties. So they got people that will send to entities, other places to authenticate whether the person that is coming to sell to you is a good person or not. You have to invest in that. Other than that, if you trust the person, that the person is a good person, you want to blindly buy it, then well, that's it. But you have to invest in investigation. So you have to invest in investigation, investigating the property, investigating the land. It's you who's going to buy. There is something under the law called buyer beware. Huh? Yeah, you normally hear lawyers say caveat emptor. Caveat emptor, buyers beware. So you as a buyer, you have a responsibility as well to be aware that there are fraudulent people outside there that can do fraudulent things. So you can't go to the court and say, I didn't know. So those services are available. You go to some of these entities that can do background investigation on property, and you hire them to go to do your investigation and come and give you a report. And based on the report, you can buy a property if you want to.
From then, after 2 years or 10, 15 years, then you see another group coming saying, oh, they were not the particular owner of this land. Somebody that was saying, well, our parent or the person, he's my brother, but he is not a particular owner. So it can sometimes confuse people. You will go and see the original deed and even the model deed. And you go and hear it. This is our
Yes, I mean that's the reason why when you're doing these things, if you hear me saying you got to work with a lawyer, so that the person can be able to put you on a guide, because the lawyer themselves need to work with surveyors within the community, within that vicinity, surveyors that know the history of those places and everything. And sometimes the writings are there. If the property not for the person, sometimes when you even go to survey the property, you hear people saying that property not for that male or that property ain't for that woman. But sometimes ourselves we can be a little bit stubborn. People will warn us and everything, we still were not listening, and then we'll get into trouble. So where's our last one? So thank you for those listening to us in Radio Land. I hope what we have said today will put you on the right path. You will do the right thing to be able to, if you have made a mistake already, rectify your mistake, so that tomorrow you can get into problems before you purchase property. You should be able to contact your lawyer, your surveyor, let them do all of the legal and documentary work for you. Then you purchase your property. If you just want to do it behind the corner, sometimes it can be good. Sometimes it will run you into trouble. You will keep walking to court. You will keep making confusion with people. You will be having headache until that the same property you bought so that you can be at ease from renting and other thing that it will get you on your ground, because the trouble that will be involved will not be easy. But I don't wish that for anyone. I wish you all the best in Radio Land, and I will be here next Monday with another great topic next Monday, 2 o'clock. So join me next Monday, 2 o'clock. Besides that, we have amazing programs coming up. So continue to stay on the dial 87.9 Freedom FM, and I want to wish you all the very best.
R&B, Afro pop, old school, jazz,
Nobody
mellow,
plays
you name it.
more
We've
music.
got it all on Freedom
Absolutely
FM.
nobody.